Yes, I think now.
Lamenting the increasing rate of insecurity, particularly in the northern region of the country, and the group is accusing President Muhammadu Buhari and some state governments of failing to tackle the situation. The convener of the forum, Mr. Ango Abdullah, says the situation is getting worse by the day and that constant attacks by bandits and Boko Haram insurgents are, according to him, indications that the government, quote, has failed woefully. In terms...
Now, the sound should be okay now. Some people say the new juju is here. The thing that is in me is greater than any power in this world. So no shaking. Let the power come here and stop us. Now, I will be waiting. We'll be waiting for the viewers, and we are going to start. This is the video I am playing to you now, is for you to see the confusion. The Northern Elders or Northern Elders Forum, or how they are, whatever they are called, they are saying that the government of the day has failed. This is a tactics. This is not, you cannot just trust these people. They are only trying to do this so that it will sound as if they are not together in this mess. They are trying to convince you, they are trying to convince the entire world that the North is not comfortable with the current government of which they have put in place. All the things you see now is a systematic way to convince the world, the gullible people, that the Northern Elders are not happy with the current government. That's a lie. They can only deceive some people, not everybody. Now I want to expose them. Let us go there.
To security and welfare of citizens, the Northern Elders Forum adds that the North has never experienced this level of insecurity, as it accuses the current government of issuing threats and promises that have no effect. Meanwhile, another group under the urges of progressive ROF movement is also blaming government for the inability to address insecurity challenges in the region. But the presidency, well, let me show you some portion of what the Northern Elders Forum has said. And that's it. They said it will appear that the administration of the President Muhammadu Buhari and governors have lost control over the imperatives of protecting people of the North and constitutional duty that they swore to uphold.
Why are you now sending this kind of message to Nigeria? Why are the Northern Elders all of a sudden in 2020 they have realized that the government have failed? All of a sudden, because of fear of the unknown, all of a sudden they are telling you that the government has failed, as if they don't know that there is no Buhari in Aso Rock, as if they don't know that Nigeria has no president, as if they don't know that Aisha, who is the wife of the late Buhari, all of a sudden has become a de facto president. So when you see Northern governors making this kind of statement, it means they are not happy for the fact that a woman is ruling them. They are not happy for the fact that a woman is ruling them. That is why they come here to say this. It would appear that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and governors have lost control over the imperative of protecting peoples of the North, a constitutional duty that they swore to uphold. All of a sudden, they are talking. All of a sudden, they are talking. all of a sudden they are talking. They are waking up, but don't be deceived. Do not be deceived by this kind of ranting and speeches. It is all formality. They don't mean it. Northern elders, Northerners who are speaking like this, they don't mean it. They don't mean it. It is just a way to deceive you. It is a way to deceive you. They don't mean it. Don't ever take them serious. Now let us continue.
They went further to say that the situation is getting worse literally by the day. Bandits and insurgents appear to sense a huge vacuum in political will and capacity, which they exploit with disastrous consequences on communities and individuals.
Yes. All of a sudden, they now realize that bandit has taken over Nigeria. All of a sudden, from the blue moon, in 2020, after almost 5 years, the Northern group has suddenly waken up and they have realized that the bandit has taken over the Northern Nigeria. All this is just to cause distraction. All this is just to deceive you. It is never, they are never serious. Because if they are serious, the Northern elders should be more interested in knowing who is the president. The Northern elders should demand for the president to come out and address the nation. But they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that because they are in support of what is going on. And we know. So this kind of statement is not moving Biafrans. Let us continue.
That is from the Northern Elders Forum on Insecurity in the country, where the president has taken a swipe at the Northern Elders Forum over his comments on the nation's security challenges. This is what the presidency said. The president, in a statement, said that the forum is but... I just wanted you to see the quote for yourself. There was a statement from the president's special advisor on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina. He said, "We are not surprised by these latest statement by Professor Abdullahi, and our past position on what his group represents remains unchanged, a mere irritant and featherweight."
You see how they replied? This one. You see how the presidency replied? That they are not surprised. The presidency is replying the Northern group, and their reply is that they are not surprised. They are not surprised by the statement of this Northern Elders Forum. They are not surprised. Now tell me, what are the presidency not surprised of? Are they not surprised that the Northern Elders Forum are telling them that they have failed, that bandits has taken over the Northern Nigeria? Are they not surprised of the fact that the Christians in the Northern Nigeria are being killed and annihilated, and are being annihilated by the bandits in the Northern Nigeria? What is it that the presidency not surprised of? Now let us listen.
Some of the people who have appropriated monies for us to fight insurgency, we're getting one of them to speak to us tonight. Is a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Yusuf, is a member of the PDP. Thank you so much, Honorable.
This is live broadcast. Somebody is asking whether this is live. This is live broadcast, and you are watching me on YouTube and Facebook all together at the same time simultaneously. This is a multi-stream on Facebook and YouTube, so you are watching me live. This is live broadcast. This is live program.
For coming tonight. You are, interestingly, a member of the House. A few times the President has sent letters to the National Assembly for appropriation of funds to fight insecurity in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. So give us a sense of what you make of Professor Angro Abdullah's group statement that the government has failed woefully. Is that right?
Very correct. Very correct, Sean. I am not interested in what is on between the president and the Mr. Abdullahi, but the facts of the matter remains that insecurity is at its peak. Now, I'm from Kogi State, and if I begin to tell you what it
now, there is something I want you to pay attention here. I want you to pay attention as this Shehu referred to this gentleman. He said, you from the north. And you will be expecting to hear Zamfara State. You will be expecting to hear Kano State. And he is from Kogi State. Now watch.
So Anglo Abdullah's group statement that the government had failed woefully is that we're talking on this one. Some of the people who have appropriated monies for us to fight insurgency, we're getting one of them to speak to us tonight. Is a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Yusuf, is a member of the PDP. Thank you so much, Honorable, for coming tonight. You are, interestingly, a member of the House. A few times the President has sent letters to the National Assembly for appropriation of funds to fight insecurity in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. A few times the President has sent for appropriation of funds to fight insecurity in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. Security in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. Security in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. So
now, did you hear that? Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. And this man did not correct Shehu that he is from the middle belt. This man did not correct Shehu that even though the Northern Governors Forum, that the governor of Kogi State is a member of the Northern Governors Forum. This man did not correct Shehu, and they are now changing history. They have completely annexated Middle Belt to Northern Nigeria, unchallenged. Unchallenged. And this man sits here to accept that he is from the northern Nigeria. And he started by saying, I am from Kogi State. And he started by mentioning Oba. Oba from his community. Yoruba Oba from his community. And he accepts being from northern Nigeria. You see the impunity that is going on? Now watch.
National Assembly for appropriation of funds to fight insecurity in the country. Interestingly also, you are from the northern region of the country. So give us a sense of what you make of Professor Anglo Abdullah's group statement that the government had failed woefully. Is that right?
Very correct. Very correct, Sean. I am not interested in what is on between the president and the Mr. Abdullahi, but the facts of the matter remains that insecurity is at its peak. Now, I'm from Kogi State, and if I begin to tell you what it was and what it is now in Kogi State, how do you assess a situation? You just oppose with what it was and what it is now. My greatest pain and fear is that there's this very lackadaisical approach to certain persons and atrocities. I grew up in Kaba, and we used to have Fulanis in our communities. They even scared the community leaders, reporting them to the Oba. They are so emboldened now. You don't report it to the police and nobody attend to you. So, Mr. Abdullahi might have one or two differences with the president and them now, but the statement he made about the fact that insecurity is alarming right now is absolutely correct. But as somebody who has been privileged to be in the house for some time now, I'm aware that in the last 5-6 years, 7-8 years, let me say, insecurity has been #1 body issue in this country. And I'm aware that one of the major reasons a lot of Nigerians tuned into the campaign and the promises of the present government was one of the statements they made about leading from the front and being a general in Nigeria. I mean, I wanted to say former. A general is always a general. So I have not seen that come to bear. Sincerely, I was very optimistic, trusting that his pedigree, his person will come to bear in tackling insecurity. But unfortunately, I think he tuned down, tuned off, either consciously or unconsciously. And these marauders, these criminals, that's how I call them, these men who just go to a community, raise down the community, kill men, kill children. 5-6 days ago, a 2-year-old child was killed along Lokoja, Abuja Road.
Did you hear that? 2 days ago, a child of 2-year-old was killed by Fulani.
6 other grown-up persons, but a 2-year-old child just coming into this world. So I agree with Mr. Ango Abdullahi and Professor Ango Abdullahi that, yes, of a truth, we have not shown, I'm saying we now, I'm a National Assembly member, we have not shown enough capacity to tackle insecurity. And I'm scared that the criminals are becoming more emboldened, daring. They come into communities in the afternoon, in the bike. The ones that happen in the Sunday in Kogi State.
Honorable Yusuf. For like, Honorable Yusuf, if you look at the efforts that this government has made in terms of fighting insecurity, some of the footage that comes across from the military about how they are invading some of these insurgents, would you be able to give any credit at all to the military and the government since it took office 5 years ago?
I will sincerely not just want to run down our military. I know the risk. I mean, what the risk of going into such very dangerous terrain. Many have lost their life. But intention and things you show me are not enough. The result on ground, are we more, better, is Nigeria better secured now? No. Can people go to farm with ease and come back home safe? No. So we need to change our strategy if the strategy is not working well. We need to do something better. I don't want to go into even what happened of recent on social media. I don't know if it is true, let me be sincere. Where we had a mockery for one of our, I'm sorry, I don't want to use derivative words about another sovereign nation. But a country neighbor here they were brandishing how they were able to tackle Boko Haram without even the support of the Nigerian government, and that they will not go further than this because they feel it's not their territory. Of a truth, I have not seen correspondent result to match what I hear be brandished every day.
You cannot see any correspondent report from Burutai. You cannot see any correspondent report from Nigeria Army because the Nigeria Army head is a Boko Haram member. Burutai is a Boko Haram member. He is protecting the Boko Haram interest. So I don't know. Why will you be waiting for Nigerian military to give statement contrary to what Chad government and Chad Sojan has done? You cannot hear that. As I'm talking to you now, Burutai said he relocated to the northeast. When he relocated to the northeast, I told Nigerians that Burutai has gone to regroup Boko Haram. Did it not happen? Are you not seeing the killing? Are you not seeing the upsurge of Boko Haram a few weeks back? It is happening. But let us watch.
I have friends, I have colleagues who are from those communities, and they will tell you that it is alarming, it's scary. So I must not in any way underplay the effort of our military men. I do not want to sit here and begin to play down on the effort, but it has not yielded the desired result. We are far from where we want to be. It's worse than what I think it was. Recently, I saw that.
Are you hearing it? Are you hearing it? That the security situation in Nigeria is worse than whatever anybody have think about. And these people are not saying the truth. They are not calling the thing by its name. That the government of the day are terrorist government. The government of the day are sponsoring terrorism. They aid, they arm, they sponsor them, they finance them. This is what these people are not telling the world. And anybody that will dare to speak the truth, they will come after him. You see? They don't know how the security has deteriorated to this level. Worse than ever. And this is the people that will come. These are the people that will come to tell you they are on top of the situation. Boko Haram have been defeated, this and that. At the end of the day, they are killing. Boko Haram are ambushing Nigerian military like never before.
One of my colleagues from that end, and the things he told me, scary.
Honorable, if there is one thing that you think that the President, Muhammadu Buhari, should do immediately, a lot of people have made suggestions, even as to dissolving the security chiefs and the composition of the security chiefs in the land. Has it gotten to that point? Should that be the next decision?
The chief is the commander-in-chief. It is his prerogative to decide who should be where. As per security, unfortunately, I have some contrary opinion to what we have on ground now. I feel it is not good for morale of our military men to have men cost 25, 27, 28 still in service, cost 30, 33 are going to retire.
The action of the presidency at a time when some eminent Nigerians are saying the government has failed woefully in securing the nation. What is the action and the reaction of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, to this matter? I have Mr. Femi Adesina. He's a special advisor to the President of Media and Public.
Now, listen to Mr. Stomach. Listen to this Mr. Stomach of infrastructure, stomach infrastructure called Femi Adesina. Listen to this man. You will pity the family he come from. In fact, if you listen to this man now, like always, you are going to pity, in fact, his village, where he come from. Because those people will be covered, they will be covering their face in shame. Listening to this man. Now, listen.
He's in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Adesina, for your time on the program tonight. One major objective of this government 5 years ago, and a promise to this nation, is to secure the country, but it does look like things are getting really worse in terms of security. Is this of a big concern to the President? And what kind of, if this is a concern to the President, what action is it taking in that regard?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. Security is still number one in the priorities of the administration. Whenever the President lists the priorities of the government, he says, we secure the country, we revive the economy, and we fight corruption.
Did you hear that? That anytime the President will say, we secure the country, we revive the economy, and we fight corruption. So, President is saying it. President is saying it. That is what Femi Adesina is here to tell you. That President is saying it. He will secure the country, he will revive the economy, and he will fight corruption. That is the response Femi Adesina is giving to this question of the fact that the country is raged and the country has been invaded by terrorists from all over Africa. Now listen.
It's always in that order. Yes, security still remains number one, and I'd like to add that there is no time in any country that security will not always be number one. Because the way the world is now, no country can afford to toy with security. Now in Nigeria, we have some encouraging times, encouraging developments, and we also have some very discouraging developments. We have things that happen that throw dampener into the security progress that we are making. But by and large, to now say government has failed, governors have failed, the president has failed, that would not be right. It will be on.
Did you hear that? Femi Adesina said that for somebody to say that the president has failed, the governors has failed, the government has failed, it will not be right. I want you to listen again.
Progress that we are making. But by and large, to now say government has failed, governors have failed, the president has failed, that would not be right. It will be unkind, it will be uncharitable, it will be dispiriting even to those who are fighting this criminality. I tell you.
Okay. Now, did you hear that? I want to show you something now. You just hear what Femi said. It will be unkind for anybody to say that the government has failed. Now, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Femi said it is unkind. It is not good. It is for you to say that the government has failed. I want to show you something. Now, will you look at this? Ask Femi if this is his daughter. Ask Femi if this girl is the daughter. Will he say that the government, that it will be wrong for somebody to say that the government has failed? Ask Femi if this is the daughter. Will he say it is wrong for somebody to say that the government has failed? In your own country, the people doing this are not Nigerians. Ask Femi, will he say it is wrong for somebody to say the country, the government, the governors, that the government has failed? I want you to ask Femi Adesina if the girl be raped by Fulani in his own country is the daughter. Will he say it is wrong for somebody to say the government has failed? Ask Femi, will he say the government has failed? Ask the stomach man, the stomach Femi Adesina, if this is the daughter, will he say that the people who say the government has failed are wrong? I want you to ask Femi whether if this is the daughter, he will say the people are wrong. Ask Femi if this were to be his community and clan. If this were to be his community and clan, and his mother, his children, his concubine in his village, they are the one lying lifelessly, will he come to say the people who say the government has failed are wrong? Will Femi Adesina go to his village to see his mother, to see his father, to see the siblings lying lifelessly like this? as a result of terrorists that the federal government are sponsoring and arming without no arrest, will he come on channel television to say the people who faulted the government and tag them as failed are wrong? I want you to ask me, Adesina, if this happened in his place, in his village, will he have the impetus, the moral right, the moral justification to come to say that the people who are now calling the entire Nigeria and telling them that the government has failed, will he say that they are wrong? Will Femi Adesina,
I say on my knees with this rock.
Will this happen to Femi Adesina village?
I say on my knees with this rock.
Will Femi Adesina say that the people are wrong?
That the Fulani terrorists
Fulani
down many houses, many souls have died. And if it is because of sin of humanity, I say God forgive us.
Will Femi Adesina see this and say that the people were wrong?
Glory, glory. I am bathing myself with this ash. Let you shut the sea. Father, let the Spirit of the Lord rest upon us.
Wherever you may
Show this on the Christians in Nigeria. Father,
is Femi Adesina looking at this?
Of cancer, according to Isaiah 11 verse 2.
Is Femi Adesina watching?
Show me. Our life is in death. We have nowhere to go. This act is Lord. With this broken body that has took me, I'm bleeding now. Let the bleeding that I do.
Is Femi Adesina watching?
Weakness to heaven. Father, forgive us where we have sinned against us. We are.
Is Femi Adesina watching? Now, I have just remembered now this, when you look at the comment section, I have just posted and pinned the GoFundMe World Igbo Congress GoFundMe. Please, the amount in that place is very, very poor. It's very, very poor. Everybody must be part of this movement. We are appealing to you as you are watching this program. You should go click on that link, follow the link, and go and contribute no matter how small it is. Let us see whether we can raise some money today in this broadcast before we end this broadcast. No matter how small, go and contribute and be part of those who will save Biafra land from the Janjaweed, from this Fulani that are causing this terror all over Nigeria. So please, click on it. The link is opening. Go to the link, contribute your quota, and God shall bless you for that.
My God, Jehovah,
should I say my
Spirit of cancer, Jehovah, of my soul, the big time, rest upon us. We thank you, only you, Jesus, only you, Jesus, only you.
The people watching on YouTube, I am going to send the link in a few minutes. Immediately after this video, I will send the link to YouTube viewers to see.
Jesus, come with the Spirit of knowledge. The 7th time I'm asking for mercy. Mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord. Be released upon the Christians.
Now, ask Femi Adesina, if this were to be his village, will he come to say that the people were wrong? Will Femi Adesina come to say that the people were wrong? Now, 1 minute. Let me send the link to those of you watching from YouTube. 1 moment. But I may not be able to pin it on YouTube because I'm using a little bit different system, so I don't know whether I can pin it on YouTube. But the link is coming now. Here we go. We have now $6,955. $6,955. Let us see what we are going to have immediately after this broadcast. Immediately after this broadcast. So I am going to put the link now. Here we go. The link is there, please. Go there. Make your little contribution. However small. Yes, it is 6,000 something. However small, please. It is very, very important. We want to see that amount. We want to see that figure, you know, going high. We want to see the figure going up. The target is $1 million. Of course, the money is coming from other channels as well, but everybody contribution is needed. This is being organized by World Igbo Congress, and we must all have to be part of this. We have all to be part of this. We must be part of this, saving our land. So now, you have watched that. Ask Femi Adesina, if this were to be his village, will he sit here and condemn those who say that the government has failed?
In the Northeast, even in Northwest, where banditry has been holding sway, there are soldiers and other security agents who have been there for 2-3 years, and they have not gone back to their families. They've not been rotated because the challenges are very stiff. And then somebody comes and says they have failed. How will they feel? Mr. Adesina, their colleagues.
Did you hear that? Now, I want you to show this to Femi. 1 moment. One moment. I want you to show this to Femi. Ask Femi, if this were to be his village, tell Femi, if this were to be his village, will he say that the people are wrong? Ask Femi, if this were to be the mother being butchered like this, will he say the people who say the government has failed are wrong? Ask Femi, if this were to be the wife, will he condemn the people who say the government has failed? Tell Femi, if this were to be the son, will he say that it was wrong to say the government has failed? Ask Femi, if Femi go back to Yoruba land and see that the wife has been butchered like this, will he say it was wrong to say the government has failed? Ask Femi, if this were to be the son, will Femi open his mouth to say it is wrong for somebody to say the government has failed? Ask Femi, will he say it is wrong for somebody to say the government has failed? Ask Femi, All these things constituted the reason for people to say
the world acclaim
that they have failed. You see, all what I have shown now, and thousands and thousands and thousands of others constituted the reason why some people say the government has failed. And Femi, the stomach infrastructure will come to channel television to say it is wrong.
Paying the ultimate sacrifice in trying to keep the country safe.
Mr. Adesina, how would you describe it? If failure for you is an extreme word to use, how would you describe it then when people are being maimed and killed and their communities are being sacked every day, and it's growing out of some of the communities that were concentrated? These issues were mostly concentrated, banditry and cattle rustling, concentrated in areas like Kaduna and Katsina.
Please, those of you in YouTube, when you click on that link, it will take you to the page which says save Biafra from genocide or something like that. That is the link you click and make your donation there. Very, very important. We want to see that figure, going up. We want to see that figure going up. It is the sacrifice we have to make to save our land.
But it's moved into other areas like Zamfara, Sokoto State, and people are crying. How then do you describe such a situation?
Very discouraging, very sad. It throws a dampener into our souls as Nigerians. But then, in the midst of it, last week, the Chief of Army Staff came from the Northeast and he briefed the President and he said within about 8 weeks that he relocated there, close to 1,500 insurgents were killed.
Did you hear that? He said that the Chief of Army Staff came to Abuja to brief the President that since 8 weeks he relocated to the Northeast, more than 1,500 Boko Haram has been killed. Now, where are their corpses? Where are their corpses? Where are the evidences to show that they have killed 1,500 Boko Haram members? All are audio killing. Audio killing.
Nobody said anything. Not a word of encouragement.
Why would anybody say anything? Why would anybody say anything when it is an audio killing? Why would anybody say anything?
Not kudos to the military. Last week, the Air Force came out to say in Zamfara and in that region, over 400 bandits were killed.
Air Force came to say over 400 bandits were killed. Where are the evidences that 400 bandits were killed?
Nobody said anything in this.
Nobody will say anything because we didn't see it like the way we saw what Chad did.
Encouragement to the Air Force. So what I'm saying is that, yes, there are reversals in...
And did you hear? He said Air Force came to say that they killed over 400. He put it in a very plain and very clear way. Air Force came to say they killed 400. Chief of Army Staff came to tell the President that they have killed over 1,500. Always say. When Chad did their magic, we saw it. We were not told. We saw the evidence clear, direct from pictures and videos. Nobody say Chad came to say. We saw it. Now, where is the evidence from the Nigerian military? Where is the evidence from Nigeria Army? Where is the evidence from Nigeria Air Force? Why would people talk about it when it is audio? Audio. Killing. Meanwhile, the Boko Haram are going to an army base in northern Nigeria, in the northeast, to kill everybody and ambush them. And you are here saying they have killed 400 bandits.
In this security situation. But when we have progress, let us also talk about it. There are some people who have made it their specialty to talk only about the negative in the country. That is not good enough.
But, I mean, for someone, the president, for example, was promised that he was going to secure the nation, and perhaps the strategy and the model in which he's employing does not look like it was working. Would you say that it was wrong for those who said that model has failed and there should be a re-strategization in the approach?
But talking about model will not be my brief. It will not be within my purview because it's a security thing. It's those who are involved in security and who are experts at it that can talk about model. If we attempt to talk about model, we are just shooting breeze. We are wasting time. It is not for us to do. If there is the need to change model, to change method, to change approach, it is for professionals.
Let's talk about the one that
becomes imperative.
Yeah, Ms. Additional, let's talk about the ones which you can speak for on behalf of your principal, and it's the fact that people's lives are being lost every day. People are losing fathers and mothers, who are losing siblings and losing their children every day because of the attacks. We've seen a situation.
Every day, people are losing father and siblings and brothers and sisters and mother and children. Ask Femi, if he happens to lose one of his own, will he say it was wrong to say the country has failed?
Where even governments of some states are negotiating with bandits, and that has even fallen flat. The president's home state of Katsina is being sacked and ravaged by banditry every day. Sokoto lawmakers are saying things have gotten worse in the state. Speak to us about this situation. What is the president doing differently in securing these territories?
I've told you earlier, it is sad. Even if one soul is lost, is too many. One soul, if it's lost, is too many. Every person, every individual has a right to life, and life must not be wantonly taken. And so when we see bandits, we see insurgents just kill people wantonly like that, it cannot be right, and it is not right.
So the question is, has the government failed?
Is government working on these things? Yes, government is working.
You see?
Do we make gains? Yes, we do make gains. Because, like the president said in the broadcast, there was a time that 17 local governments were under the control of insurgents.
Oh my God.
They've been driven out of those local governments. What you have now,
he said, like the president said in the broadcast, as if it was the president saying. He wrote it. He wrote it. He wrote the president's speech. He is here now referencing his own writing. He is here referencing what he wrote, like the president said in his speech. We once had 17 local government under Boko Haram, and now it is more than 17 local government. Boko Haram is in control of 12 northern states. 12 northern states.
Sporadic attacks. And I tell you one day, someday soon, even these will end. Because it is not conventional warfare.
Mr. Additional, would it be fair?
No, please wait. No. Wait, let me make my point. If you ask a question and you don't let me make the point, then there's no use to it.
Please go ahead.
Please, all over the world, you have these unconventional attacks. And one day, they end. The Tamil Tigers operated for 28 years in Sri Lanka. One day it ended. I'm not saying that these bandits and the insurgents will operate for 28 years. But one day, this thing...
You are already saying that. You are already saying that for the fact that the government has failed, that one day, the insurgents will end.
It will end. The government is working at it, and it is work in progress. Let nobody come out and say nothing is being done and government has failed. That will be uncharitable.
Mr. Additional, a big question.
Again, Femi Adesina say it will be uncharitable for somebody to say that the government has failed. Now, I want to ask Femi one question. Femi say it will be uncharitable for somebody to say that the government has failed. So, my question is this to Femi. Femi. If this were to be us, would you still say it is uncharitable to say that the government has failed? If this were to be your brothers, will you say it is wrong to say that the government has failed?
Yohane James. Ni ɗan sanda ne, rank ina inspector ne. An kama ni tsakanin Maiduguri da Manguno. Yanzu haka ina hannun sojojin Kilafa.
I'm 13NA/70/8374. Last Corporal Emmanuel Oscar. I was captured by...
Somebody asking the phone to direct payment. Please, I don't think there is any phone needed. Direction of payment contribution, please. I don't think any phone number is needed, please. Somebody should clarify and help a brother that is asking for phone number for the payment. From YouTube, Spark. I don't think you need any phone number to make that contribution, please. And if you are finding it difficult, please, could somebody from YouTube, Glorious Spark, please, somebody should help Glorious Spark to make donation, because I think there is a problem asking about phone number. There shouldn't be any phone number to make contribution. I don't know about that, but please, somebody should help that person out to make the contribution, please.
Kinapa's army along Maiduguri to Mungunu.
Ask Femi, if this were to be his brothers, ask Femi, if this were to be his brothers, will he say it is wrong? It is wrong for people to say the government has failed. This is the army, this is the symbol of the authority of Nigeria, killed at a spot. Symbol of security in Nigeria, police and army. Do you know the message Boko Haram is sending to you? Do you know the message? Do you know why? Do you think that it is only these two people they have in their captive? It is not only these two people they have in their captive. They have a lot of military men in their captive. But do you know why they bring out the military man and bring out the policeman? Is because they send you a message of they have now taken over the territorial integrity of your country. It shows that they are more powerful than your military and your police. It shows supremacy over the security agency of your country. That is why they bring out police and bring out soldiers and kill them once. That is the message. That is the message they are trying to pass. And two of them are Christians. Two of these people killed are Christians. So Femi Adesina, if this were to be your brothers, will you still have that same opinion? Will you? Will you still have that same opinion just like you said now? Of course you will not. But here you were running your mouth with your stomach infrastructure.
Is if the government is employing a certain strategy and citizens, because government is not in vacuum, government is there to serve the people. Some people are saying that, look, the strategy you are employing is you need to change strategy. Is the president considering a change of strategy in ensuring the safety of lives and properties of Nigerians?
Asked me, which I had answered. You brought it back in another way. When it comes to strategy...
You have not answered any question here. That is why somebody is... This Shegu is even trying to get something today. You have not answered the question. But of course, to you, probably you are at your best.
It is not for us. It is not for us to say. It is not for us to determine. It is for experts in that area to determine strategy, to review strategy, and if there is the need to change it, they will do. From time to time, there are reviews. And how do you know that even the strategies remain the same? Strategies may change from time to time. We don't go to the front. We don't know. And it is not for us to determine that this strategy is right or wrong.
So is the president realizing that he's having a tough time in tackling these issues?
And is the leader of the country. He receives daily security reports. He knows what is going on. And he feels very sad when we have these reversals. And his intention is that this thing will end and clinically end. And one day I believe we will get.
Femi said that the president is receiving reports and he knows what is going on in the country. I want to ask Femi another question. One moment. I want to ask Femi another question. Ask Femi, is the president aware that Fulani are having sex with cow before selling it to Southerners? Ask Femi, is president aware of this? Is the president doing the same thing? Or did he do the same thing? Ask Femi, is the president aware that the Fulani are having sex with cow before they sell it to people in the southern Nigeria? Send this video to Femi Adesina. Tell him, since president is getting report on daily basis, we want this report to go to the presidency. What is the meaning of the Fulani that they are sponsoring having sex with cow before they sell it to southern Nigeria? Is the president aware? We want to know whether the president have done the same thing to the cow he have in Daura. This is the cow meat you eat. President had 150 cow when he entered office in 2015. You see the reason why we are asking you to boycott cow meat? Apart from the fact that they are transmitting HIV/AIDS, they are transmitting gonorrhea, they are transmitting syphilis, they are transmitting all kinds of diseases we don't know about by having sex with cow. And after this, they will bring the cow to you in your AK market. They will bring the cow to Orile Igomu. They will sell it in Orile Igomu. They will sell the cow in market in Lagos. They will sell it in Ibadan. They will sell it in your Nkwo market. They will sell it in your Eke. They will sell it in your Afo market. So ask Mr. Femi, the stomach man, ask him, is the president aware of this one? I will not remove it. Is the president aware of this one? I am not going to remove this video. You see, ask them. Ask the president, is he aware of this one? This is the thing you are selling to people in the southern Nigeria with your voodoo. With your voodoo. You see? With your voodoo. So let Femi go and send this video to president as a daily report. Tell the president, is he aware of this? If he's not aware, in case he should know that we have busted them. Tell Mr. President that the juju they used to hold Nigeria, especially the people of the southern Nigeria, has been busted. And they are now on their way to liberation. You see, we are liberating them by the power of the Almighty. They are going to, anybody will watch this video and you can never remain the same.
All right, we need to close the program. We are out of time. But what I've tried to drive at is to get whether or not the president is taking any immediate action for what has happened recently. And you've not been able to tell me that, Mr. Adesina.
He cannot tell you that. He cannot tell you that.
Maybe in 10 seconds you can tell us. What is the good news that can come from you, Mr. Adesina?
It will not be for
the people of Nigeria, what good news as to how this thing is going to be tackled and tackled decisively? Any good news from the president tonight?
It will come. It will come.
Mr. Femi Adesina, many thanks for coming.
Now that is by the way. We have spent 59 minutes. You know, I'm going to play a little bit short video. Short video for, you know, very, very quickly. And why I'm going to play this video, because we don't have time anymore. A lot of people are tired already from the previous broadcast. So, but I have to play this video. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. I want you to watch this. One moment. One moment. I want you to watch this.
Determine who are determined we transact. Well, I didn't hear the last part of your statement, but let me see if you ask me what I'm.
Now, before you watch this video, I want you to know one thing. First of all, I am playing this video for one reason. The reason is that there is what we call the law of karma. When Onegan was, CGN Onegan was removed, he was unconstitutionally removed by the president without due process. When Oba of Benin, when the Igodomi kingdom took Oba of Benin to court, the court granted them injunction, refraining Oba from being crowned, restraining Oba and refraining Oba from the coronation. Oba did not respect that court order. Now, for these two references I've just gave you now, I want to play this video for you, and I'm going to tell you something. Somebody is asking, you can register with IPOB. Yes, you can register with IPOB anywhere you are. You can register with IPOB. Somebody is asking that question. You can register with IPOB. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. You can register with IPOB.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us tonight. We're looking at the crisis rocking the leadership of the APC, and I've been speaking with...
It depending on where you are. Somebody is asking how can he register with IPOB. Depending on where you are, you can if IPOB is not in place where you are, go to Radio Biafra London. I think there is almost 2 million. The original Radio Biafra London have about 2 million followers or so. Go there, make your contact, the inquiry there. You will be directed. Tell them where you are and all that. You'll be directed to the right place. So, but if IPOB is not in where you are, just contact the Radio Biafra. It is on Facebook as well. I think they have about 2 million or so followers. Don't go to any place that is below 1 million followers. I think there are 2 million, almost 2 million followers or so. You go there. Contact, you see the contact, what to do, and contact them, and you'll be given direction what to do, and you follow the instruction there.
The suspended national chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Thank you so much, Comrade Oshiomhole, for talking to us tonight. So give us a sense of what you will be doing right now in the midst of all of this.
I didn't hear the last part of your statement, but let me see, if you ask me what I'm doing now, I'm resting in obedience to the court order. I'm reflecting, and I'm consulting with my lawyers. And I'm satisfied that I'm doing what I should be doing. But however, this point needs to be made just for the benefit of our team members and even for the Nigerian public who are interested on how political party functions in our country. Our party is not an armed force organization. It is a structured organization based on rules and regulations and on the basis of a constitution which was registered with INEC, and on the basis of which we transact the business of APC. I was suspended, or I was allegedly suspended by a ward, and the Court of Appeal in its wisdom has now upheld that suspension. The NWC, as an organ of the party, was never taken to court. There is no judicial pronouncement to the effect that NWC no longer exists. The court has not frozen the constitution of APC. The court actually yesterday quoted copiously sections of the APC constitution. And for me, the business of APC will be transacted as a member, the business of APC can only be managed on the basis of the constitution of the APC. I think there are people who are determined to hide under this crisis to perpetuate their own agenda. How, just listening to Mr. Victor saying that he has decisions to screen, the panel is appointed by NWC. The appeal panel is appointed by NWC. The decision to accept the recommendation is taken by NWC. That NWC is valid. It is not taken by one man. It borders on the height of, I don't want to use the word mischief on my otherwise a good brother.
In other political parties. There have been no primaries yet. Revert back to NEC, the decision of the court, and disobey that order, being the acting national chairman.
That is Chief Victor Giadom. And I started by asking him about the judgment and where it leaves him, or Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Take a listen to Mr. Giadom's reaction today.
Being the acting national chairman of this party, through a court order that was delivered in the Federal High Court on the 16th of March 2020, and that order was given by Honorable Justice S.U. Bature. And I do not find it right that if a court in Nigeria has given an order, I don't see what any other person can do to come and disobey that order. Like I just said, it is important that we obey all order of court and judgment. That is how we can grow our democracy. We do not have the right to select the order that we will obey and the one that we won't obey. As I speak to you, there is no other counter order barring me from acting as acting national chairman of this party. So I do not see where the confusion would come from. And I want to say very clearly.
Now, did you hear that? Exactly what played out with Onegan is what is playing out now. And that is the reason I want to play this video till not till the end. One moment.
APC. Comrade Adams Oshamale, who joins us in the program. Thank you so much, Comrade Oshamale, for your time tonight on the national chairman of the APC because of that
question. The NWC as a good brother. It is unfair for him to think that anybody, including myself inclusive, whether in suspension or out of suspension, even as is to the effect that NWC no longer exists, the court has not frozen the constitution of APC. The court actually yesterday quoted copiously sections of the APC constitution. And for me, the business of APC will be transacted as a member to accept the recommendation is taken by NWC. That NWC is valid. It is not taken by one man. It borders on the height of, I don't want to use the word mischief on my otherwise a good brother. It is unfair for him to think that anybody, including myself inclusive, whether in suspension or out of suspension, even as a city chairman, I do not have the power, and I have never exercised such power to set aside decisions taken by the National Working Committee.
Did you see that? He did not have the power to remove or to annul any decision taken by the National Committee of whatever. But this Oshimole, you see, was the one or part of those who were behind the removal of CGN Onega unconstitutional removal of CGN Onega. That Nigeria, they used Fulani voodoo to cover everybody, including all human rights activists in Nigeria. Nobody can talk. In fact, how that case died, still nobody know. Nobody know how that case died. They used the voodoo, the Nama, to shut everybody's mouth. Nobody was talking. And he was the one, you know, engineering the removal of Onega, so that by the time they lose the election, the Tanko Mohammed will do what they wanted him to do. You see? But this is not why I want to play this video. Now watch.
No individual can set aside the decision of the National Working Committee. And I'm shocked that Mr. Victor can claim, you know, as a Deputy National Secretary, whose position is even in contest, whether he resigned from the office and he has not been renominated back. You know, you don't work out of your job, you resign, we accept the resignation, you return back. But this is a matter for another day. But assuming he was even a substantive legal Deputy National Secretary, I think that, or according to him, he had now been posed as acting chairman by whatever authority he has quoted. That gives him power as a sole administrator, like a military administrator, to set aside decisions democratically taken with minutes in place. As we speak, the real secretary is in the office. So I just want to appeal that if anybody wants to
now, I want you to pay attention to what Oshimole is about to say. And if you have been asking, why is it that the mainstream media in Nigeria are not reporting anything in Nigeria? If you want to know the reason why the mainstream media is not reporting anything in Nigeria, listen to what Oshimole is going to say. Now listen.
But this is a matter for another day. But assuming he was even a substantive legal Deputy National Secretary, I think that, or according to him, he had now been posed as acting chairman by whatever authority he has quoted. That gives him power as a sole administrator, like a military administrator, to set aside decisions democratically taken with minutes in place. As we speak, the real secretary is in the office. So I just want to appeal that if anybody wants to create confusion within the party, the media should not aid such person. So I just want to appeal that If anybody wants to create confusion within the party, the media should not aid such person. So I just want to appeal that if anybody wants to create confusion within the party, the media should not aid such person. So I just want to appeal that if anybody wants to create confusion within the party, the media should not aid such person.
Now, did you hear that? This is what they have used in almost all mainstream media in Nigeria. They have said to them, anything that is happening in Nigeria that is going to go against the government, don't report it. Any truth, anything that is happening in Nigeria, any killing in Nigeria, don't report it. Any Fulani butchering in Nigeria, don't report it. Any head chop off in Nigeria, don't report it. That is the tactics they have used. So now they have seen it. So if you are wondering why the media are not reporting, this is what they have done to all medias. Never to report anything. Never to report anything. Never to report anything. So don't wonder anymore. This is what Oshimole have used the power, the police, the army, the presidency to do to all media offices in Nigeria. They cannot report anything. They will deal with the person. Now, I want to fast forward to 32.
Tonight, a suspicion about this kind of crisis that happens when elections are coming. We saw it in Zamfara. We saw it in Rivers. And we know what it cost the APC. Mr. Bwala, give us a sense of an insider and what this means. What is the implication for your party?
Well, thank you for having me. Let me start the housekeeping by throwing the argument of Geden to the trash can where it belongs.
Listen now. He wants to throw the argument to the trash can where the argument belongs, according to him. You will see the problem of Nigeria today from what this man is going to say. And he probably is an Hausa man or Fulani man. But you are going to see, you are going to hear something that will shock you. And that is how they are solving Nigeria problem. That is how they are on top of the problem, analyzing Nigeria problem and solving it. And right now, he is about to trash the argument and put it in the dustbin. Now, see how he trashed the argument.
Mr. Giadon is parading an order that he claimed to have obtained from the court that gave him the power to preside as the acting chairman. That order is an order ex parte. An order ex parte has a life.
And this man is a lawyer. You see, the man you are watching now is a lawyer. Is a lawyer in Nigeria. He's a Nigerian lawyer. Now I want you to see how he's going to build his argument as a lawyer. And where, you know, because they say anything that the foundation is not good, cannot stand. So when you build your foundation in ignorance, you are going to live in ignorance. When the foundation of your argument is based on ignorance, everything that you are going to say, no matter how sense you are trying to make, is going to be based on ignorance. Now this man is going to lay a very, very strong ignorant argument from the beginning. And from the ignorant, he wants to make, and he is a lawyer, but I'm going to tell you something today after this, what he's going to say. Now listen.
Span, it is like COVID-19. No matter how effective COVID-19 is, the argument of Giadon to the trash can where it belongs. Mr. Giadon is parading an order that he claimed to have obtained from the court that gave him the power to preside as the acting chairman. That order is an order ex parte. An order ex parte has a lifespan. It is like COVID-19. No matter how effective COVID-19 is, if it doesn't kill you before 14 days, it must leave you after 14 days.
Now, this is where his argument started. First of all, this man is so ignorant and he is a lawyer in Nigeria. He said that if COVID-19 did not kill you within 14 days, the COVID-19 will never kill you again. He will leave you alone. That's a lie. COVID-19 does not kill within 14 days. COVID-19 will only begin to to show, you can have a test within 14 days, it will show that you have COVID-19. So now he is basically his argument that this whole thing is like COVID-19. That if it doesn't kill you in 14 days, it will not kill you again. That's a very big, that shows you how ignorant he is. That shows you how ignorant of COVID-19 he is. So if he is now basing his argument in an ignorant assumption or an ignorant conclusion that COVID-19 can kill you in 14 days, and after 14 days, if you did not die, you cannot die again. That should show you the level of impunity, the level of brain damage, the level of stupidity, the level of incompetence, the level of the level of understanding of those who parade themselves as lawyers in Nigeria. Now, this is a lawyer, and he mentioned the order ex parte, the ex parte order, and he want to give you that the ex parte order have lifespan, not knowing that when a court give you ex parte order and the other party go and appeal against that ex parte order, it means that the order is not final. It means that the decision is not yet enforceable because the other party has appealed. It is only when the appeal has been decided on, that is when the order of ex parte will become enforceable. So in the case of APC, they have given ex parte order since March. And after the ex parte order, the opposite party, which is Oshimole, appealed against that ex parte order that removed him as the APC chairman. So for that appeal alone, the decision is not yet final. So on that ground, the ex parte order given by the court cannot be enforced until after the appeal. Now, yesterday, the appeal court gave the ruling in favor of the other party that has applied for the ex parte order, which was granted. After the appeal was rejected, the Oshimole appeal was rejected, the ex parte order now become valid and enforceable from yesterday. And the acting APC chairman had to take over as a result of the Court of Appeal ruling, which validates the ex parte order given by the lower court. Now, this man is a lawyer. He is saying that because his argument is that because ex parte order was given in March, and according to him, ex parte order have lifespan, and between that March and now, the ex parte order have expired. Even while the appeal process is ongoing, when the ex parte order has not been enforced by any competent court. So, on other words, this man do not understand the process, the court system in Nigeria. That the ex parte decision become valid from the day of the appeal court ruling. You cannot enforce lower court order when there is appeal to the appeal court. The district court order cannot be enforced until the appeal court decide, before you can now enforce the district court order. But he is a lawyer, and he first of all started by the ignorance of not even knowing anything like COVID-19. He started mentioning COVID-19. First of all, he lied. He was very wrong. COVID-19 cannot kill you within 14 days. COVID-19 will only show in your system that you have COVID-19 after 14 days. So that's a very big lie, and that is how they are deceiving Nigerians, lying to Nigerians, and they claim they know something, but they don't know nothing. And that is the problem of Nigeria. I know something while you know nothing. You parade yourself as a lawyer, you come on television like this to talk this kind of thing that COVID-19 can kill you, and that is where you base your argument. Now let us watch.
Of an insider also, but if you suspect something, and I'm throwing this to the panel tonight, a suspicion about this kind of crisis that happens when elections are coming. We saw it in Zamfara. We saw it in Rivers. And we know what it costs the APC. Mr. Bwala, give us a sense of an insider and what this means. What is the implication for your party?
Well, thank you for having me. Let me start the housekeeping by throwing the argument of Giadon to the trash can where it belongs. Mr. Giadon is parading an order that he claimed to have obtained from the court that gave him the power to preside as the acting chairman. That order is an order ex parte. An order ex parte has a lifespan. It is like COVID-19. No matter how effective COVID-19 is, if it doesn't kill you before 14 days, it must leave you after 14 days. That is the lifespan of COVID-19. And so Giadon's operation is like COVID-19 to the party. However, because it could not kill the party, the ex parte has outlived its usefulness. And secondly, even from the face of the order, there is a date that the court fixed, the date upon which the interlocutory application will be taken. That date has since elapsed, which is sometime in March. So that order does not exist. It is not more than newspaper that they use in carrying akara. Now that is one. So he lacks the legal capacity to parade himself as the acting chairman, even from the perspective of the order that he's parading. Now, secondly, let me take you to the point of Obaseke. Obaseke, if you give a strict interpretation of Article 21 of our party, Obaseke stands expelled from the party. Now, I'm not talking about political consideration. I'm talking about strict application. Because Article 21 says, where a member of the party fails to use all the available internal mechanisms of the party to resolve dispute and goes to court, the evidence of his filing the matter in court stands expelled automatically. So it gives no room even to NWC to sit and discuss whether or not to agree or not to agree to his expulsion. He stands expelled. Now let me move to the issue of Comrade Adams Oshomole. Without prejudice to his right to hear from his lawyer and then to go on appeal to the Supreme Court, this matter is straightforward and can be dealt with, and he will be back in his office in less than 24 hours. And let me give you this. The court, High Court, made an order that there was a suspension in his ward and that suspension is valid. Now, because he did not challenge it, he went to the Court of Appeal, and Court of Appeal sustained or upheld the decision of that High Court that because there is a suspension, which is the foundation of membership of a party, he ceases to operate as the chairman, because like an umbilical cord, you need to be a member to function as a chairman. All that Comrade Adams Oshomole needs to do now is for the executive members of his ward, consequent on the order or the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which has established their sanctity and their power, all they need is to sign a resolution recalling Comrade Adams Oshomole back into the party. The said resolution should be served on National Working Committee. Upon receipt of that resolution.
You see this man who called himself a lawyer. So if you say that the ex parte order given the ruling given yesterday by the appeal court is not valid, why are you now referring of Oshomole to go back to his ward and let them recall him and do whatever? Why? Because in fact, I don't even know whether you know what you are talking. You see, why I'm playing this video, it is totally irrelevant with what we're doing. But why I'm playing the video is to show you how rotten the so-called professionals in Nigeria are. And they transfer this rottenness to governors. This rottenness you see in this lawyer now is reflecting in all corners of governors in Nigeria. That is why sometimes you will sit down and be wondering, what is going on? What is going on? This is the reason. If a lawyer who trained to be a lawyer can be reasoning like, of course, truth cannot go to court. So you must have somebody who is seeing truth in another way, and truth is both sides. You can have two different truths. You can have everything. Every opinion in this life is two-sided. That's why you have court. Court will now, know the side to choose. But this one is totally out of order. This one is totally out of point, that the ex parte, or he don't even have regard to the Court of Appeal. He don't even have regard to the fact that a case is not final until go the appeal process. He don't even know that. He don't want to have regard to that. And again, at the same time, he started telling how Oshimole will come back by going back to his word, even without having a regard to the ex parte order that have been upheld by the Supreme Court. This is really unbelievable, and it is reflecting in the governance in Nigeria. It is reflecting every sector of the economy. Those who claim to be educated in Nigeria, this is what they are, and that is why Buhari, who don't have certificate, will be elected president, and the professor of law will be his vice. That is why Tanko Mohammed will be the CGN, and somebody like Ezokome will be going to court as a human rights activist. That is why Malami will be Attorney General of the Federation, and somebody like all these human rights lawyers you have will be going to court to represent human beings in Nigeria. It is very shameful. It is very shameful that the Malami, who is Attorney General of Nigeria, don't know what constitutes reasonable offense in Nigeria. The Malami cannot read and comprehend the reason why Nigeria was blacklisted by the United States. They have to constitute a committee to now go and read why Nigeria was enlisted or given a traveling ban by the United States of America. When Nigeria have Attorney General of the Federation, they constitute a committee who will go and read the wordings of the executive order by the Trump before they will now come and translate it to the Attorney General. It is very shameful. And on this note, because everybody is very tired, we have spent about 1 hour 30 minutes. On this note, I am going to call it a day. We continue tomorrow because, you know, everybody is tired. I am tired as well. We have to rest. We continue this tomorrow, and tomorrow is going to be Fulani, where we stopped yesterday. Because remember, I was supposed to start today, but the program started very late when Namaz Nnamdi Kanu finished the program. So we are going to start tomorrow where we stopped yesterday. Thank you for staying this long this night watching me. God bless you, and God bless Biafra. Good night.